welcome to the second round of the 2025 Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship presented by Innova. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the Two Hot Keys.
Bonk.
And another blustery, pretty chilly day out here at Winthrop. Lots of challenging conditions, a million OB lines. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's windier today than it was yesterday. Also colder. All the cloudier. Do not forget.
Yeah, you can subscribe to DGN Pro to watch our round 3 coverage right now or catch the final round live. Plus, you can get a month of DGN Pro for $10 by using our code JomezFans. The link's in the description, so don't miss out, folks. We watched Missy Gannon all day yesterday. She shot particularly clean on the back nine compared to the majority of the field. 6 down. Anneli Tõugjas 5 down, but got all the way up to, I think, 7. I think most of the birdies are on the front, and it's going to be just challenging to stay in the ropes. Our first hole has a double mandatory on the right and left, the right sides earlier. If you make that, you are trying to get just up and over this log and just get a little bit of ground play, often to land right by the pin. You do see, I think the most common mistake is kind of blasting one past it. You see anything from putters to mid-ranges. I don't really think you see anything faster than that.
A quick check-in with Hanna Bloomroos. She's on the chase card. Really lovely turning shot.
Ooh.
Letting that right to left wind help at the very end.
First on the box, we had your leader at 6 strokes under par, and also your 2021 Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Champion, Missy Gannon.
I like this one as a starting hole. Short, anybody can get it, but just nervy enough to maybe not feel totally comfortable.
Yeah, especially with the really strong right to left wind. There were some gusts today, upwards of 20, I would say, miles per hour. The thing about this property as well is you can't quite tell where it's coming from or where it's changing down the fairway.
One of our international competitors from Estonia, and just 1 stroke off the pace. This is Anneli.
Missy definitely happy with that result after catching some early foliage. We haven't seen Anneli play that much out here in the States. She obviously rips.
Yeah, I played with her on a bunch of cards in Europe this year for the World Championships and the Estonian Disc Golf Championships. She throws really far, has a great putt when she's having a good putting day, can really putt well in the wind.
3 strokes under par so far from Finland. This is Silva, Saarinen.
We should all be familiar with Silva's game at this point. She should be good for this dead straight shot, but you saw that wind take Anneli's disc and kind of push it way over to the left.
You can see it gusting right now as Silva lines up her shot. It would swirl around quite a bit as well, or the flag would be doing something different than what you could feel on the tee pad, different from what's going halfway down the fairway. Silva managing it all really well.
And rounding out our lead card, also at 3 strokes under par, from Spokane, Washington, Hanna Huynh.
Always love watching Hanna. Got some really good distance, but I would say more a technical player. Also has a great putt when she's putting really well, which has been a lot lately. She's generally very consistent and fun to watch. Check out this first shot. Boom.
Good luck, ladies. Have a great day out there. Good to be together.
Anneli from circle 2. She put some good pace on it, but comes up just a bit short. You can see the wind really messing with Missy as she lines up this tailwind putt.
Good start.
Yeah, she gives it the height and lets it drop right into the chains.
Lets that ponytail bob with joy. It's all I ever see now when she makes putts after you pointed that out to me. Silva just a tick right.
Man, surprised that wind didn't kind of help that into the chains.
I think her putt's so flat and smooth, the wind isn't able to affect it.
God, look at the leaves blowing here.
Yeah. Ooh, what a putt. Wow.
It's all really good putts for what's happening with the wind here on hole 1. We'll see a couple birdies and a couple pars.
I also just feel cold looking at them.
Yeah, it was very cold this morning. It started out, I teed off at 8:30 and it was around 55, I believe, but the wind is coming out of the north and you can feel that very polar effect from a north wind. This hole averaging right at even par as we head into hole 2. These are some really fair starting holes. They score really well for the FPO field. This one's a par 4 instead. It's 542 feet. Big shout out to the Patreon disc winner, Amanda Albert and Kat Miller. A double whammy. You're going to have to share.
No, we were giving away 2.
Oh, just kidding. Your lucky day. You want to rip a huge distance shot off the tee, and then your second shot is the difficult part of the hole. It's out of bounds on the left side. That's what you're thinking about. There's some OB on the right as well along the fence, and it's pulled off a little bit, so you can't be hugging the fence line. It's a backhand turnover shot, or if you've got it forehand, I think is the way, as long as it comes in nice and soft. We again have that left to right wind. We're going opposite direction of hole 1's angling 180 degrees.
Not a bad win for this shot.
No. Missy really using that wind to help the flex shot, and she gets some really good distance. I can't decide if right side or left side is better. I think it just depends on the player. I kind of like landing a little bit more left, opening up the hyzer line a bit, but if you've got a forehand or you're good at that spicy backhand turning shot, right side is nice.
Yeah, as long as you aren't too far back and these low-hanging limbs are in the way, I think right side's great. But left side, yeah, also really works nicely for the backhand in particular, like you said. So, dealer's choice.
Anneli turning the disc and the wind not letting it come back at all. I made the same mistake today, and it can be a little rough over there.
Silva keeping this one really low and landing just a bit short of where you'd like. Ooh, it is a little weird with some of those light poles and stuff.
It's kind of tunnely, and then, like you said, the low ceiling really comes into play too. Anneli trying to work that left to right moving shot.
That is in danger of finding OB, but checks. No!
Really?
I thought that was safe.
The line is pulled off of the curb, as they like to do out here.
Yeah, just like a nice false sense of hope.
Yeah. Silva a little bit more right and on her release and keeps it nice and low. She'll have a long putt for birdie.
Yeah, great shot from there. Hanna left with a little bit better look, still dealing with some of this low ceiling.
That's so good.
Yeah, super well managed. We see some of that technicality I was talking about in Hanna's shot shaping abilities.
Here's Missy a little bit more left in the fairway or center cut. In actuality, she's going to have to contend with that one big tree. She throws right at it. And that's so good.
Picture perfect.
Here's Anneli just barely out of bounds. You can see the line 1 foot off of the concrete that she landed next to.
Okay. She's good for it.
What a par save.
Wow. And doing such a good job of giving this height in that tailwind. Wow. Silva just a bit short on her birdie bid. Hanna for hers just outside.
For those of you that don't know, Anneli Tõugjas is from Estonia. She's currently rated 956. Even though we haven't got to watch her very much, she's a really talented player. She finished, let's see, finding her. She got 20th at U.S. Women's, top 3 at the Turku Open. on the Pro Tour this year, 6th at the Green Mountain Championships.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, she's got some great finishes this year. Let's check in real quick with Paige Pierce.
On the beach hole. Not quite getting the ground play all the way to the sand, but a very solid shot.
Looks like she's 2 down through 5 right now, and add another birdie to that.
Super clean start from Paige. She played well yesterday, just didn't quite convert on some of her putts, but she's looking on today.
And getting birdies today is going to be a huge feat because the wind is really not helping keep it in between the ropes.
Bean boots aren't made to sit on a shelf. They're made to be worn. To see the world from the ground up. From Maine to Tokyo. Side trails to soccer practice. Seasoned by the seasons themselves. You wear them in by simply wearing them out. Here, there, and everywhere in between. These are boots that become more and more yours with every step forward. And the best way to wear them is to just keep wearing them.
Hole 3, a par 5 downhill, only 742 feet, but not the easiest birdie to get. We have this OB circle on the right. They added this narrow strip that we're flying over right now this year. That's brand new. There's also OB on the road left that kind of bubbles inward. Now there's 2 mandatory trees. Are we playing the B positions today?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is a brand new pin position to the left. If you miss the mandatories, there's actually 2 different places you can choose to go from. I don't know if we'll see that come into play. I think that, I don't know. Which one do you think is harder to get for the birdie?
I think the right position
Okay.
is much more difficult. Just because you can throw a hyzer to finish instead of a weird turning shot.
True.
There's also a lot more out of bounds around the right finishing hole or the A position. I think this one's will play a little bit easier, but it's also difficult because the mando is the final mandatory that you have to make it through to get to the green is pushed past the basket.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to like come back around to it, like it U's at the very end.
Yeah, it's a lot of like circle 2 looks. That's a smash from Hanna. She goes past that circle. We've been seeing everyone land kind of short or left of it. And that's kind of the advantage of throwing the gap. Yesterday, we saw everyone throw the hyzer line. This is also a big shot from Anneli. Silva with good power on this, but pushing that right side. It should be fine, but it might shape up a bit awkward for the backhand from there. Missy, the only one to take that hyzer line today. Lands a little shorter than her guard mates, but it's plenty of distance to still attack. Oh, and that's good.
Wow. That thing comes in hot. Tons of ground play.
And landing way right, making the next shot pretty accessible. So the mandatory is on that tree that the hay bales are resting up against. That's the other mandatory tree.
Yeah, this is kind of a double mando, although the right one doesn't come into play as much.
Man, Hannah's drive was huge. So's Anneli's.
Ooh. Oh, friendly tree.
Yeah, it's going to work out great. Yeah, this is going to play way easier, isn't it?
Yeah. You can see the tree on the right side. Missy kind of grip locking that one a little bit, or maybe doesn't look like there's much wind on the green right now, but you definitely want to wrap that tree just a little bit tighter. You can see Anneli doesn't have to wrap it at all. She's almost just throwing a straight shot.
Nice and easy. These are some big shots, though.
Yeah, the tee shots were incredible.
Yeah. Silva, almost with a look at it, also parked for her first birdie of the round.
Yeah, this one averaged right at even par today with 17 birdies out of our field of 55 competitors, playing much easier than yesterday. The third easiest hole of the day.
Is he just going to lay that one up?
Yeah, not going to mess around. It drops off a little behind the basket.
Hannah with a tester here for a birdie. Good for it.
Another birdie sorry, Anneli's first birdie of the round. Forgot that big putt was for a par.
Yeah, it felt like a birdie for sure. Missy's first par of the round. So far, lead card doing a really great job keeping it clean, getting some birdies. And you do, as Madison said yesterday, really want to stack up your birdies with so many difficult holes coming up. Paige for a huge putt to go 4 down now through 7. Paige at the current hot round with that 4 down.
Hole 4 looks easy on paper at 250 feet, but they moved the Mando from one of these trees on the left to this one further down, taking away that left-hand gap that some players would use for a forehand. And you see a lot more players trying to hug the right side and maybe sneak up the right side gap, sliding along the pine straw, or just going dead straight right at it. It's kind of a long haul to go that straight for that far. There's a right to left crosswind if you feel one at all. It was pretty random on this hole whether or not you had it. Let's see Hannah go straight up the middle.
Oh, wow.
That's so good.
It really is. Gorgeous shot. Man, I think that's such a difficult backhand. The only way I can get it there is with a forehand. That was an ESP cicada from Hannah.
Ooh.
Anneli catching the Mando tree. I think coming up short, she hasn't missed it, but it's going to be very awkward.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a friendly kick, just kicking straight backwards. We'll see what she has to deal with. Here's Silva. We watched her park this one yesterday. She doesn't quite get it to hyzer flip quick enough. She's going to kick right. And they've really limbed up those trees on the right side, so it's a lot easier to recover if you kick that direction.
Pretty.
Man, they're making it look easy.
Sure are.
Only 12 competitors got to circle 1 in regulation, and we're going to see 2 on our lead card today.
Both with cicadas. Cicada girls.
You think that's what they were chatting about? Or were they just making cicada noises to each other?
Yeah, definitely. Like really loud.
They're just screaming. Yeah. Their card mates are like, God, they're going to do this all day.
That was a nice recovery shot from Anneli. Let's see if Silva can get it there. Oh, yeah, her specialty.
Man, that's such a technical shot and so well done.
Dirty.
The second time we've seen that low right side not like it. Oh, man, Anneli off the lowest possible portion of the band you can find.
This is the first time we've seen these baskets, right?
Yeah, and
With
I think generally they're the same. They've just added some new chains on the very inside.
Yeah, they're like right along
against
the pole.
Yeah, and they're not tight. They're still a little bit loose. Like you can move them around pretty easily, but they're supposed to absorb the impact of the disc hitting the pole and hopefully prevent any sort of crazy bounce. And, you know, so far we haven't seen any dead center spit outs, just those low right side ones we always see from these. No, those aren't
pretty
spit
typical.
outs.
Yeah, no, that like that. That was one where it could have stuck.
With that birdie, Hannah gonna jump up into second place, just 2 strokes behind Missy Gannon.
Kind of splitting up the cicada girls, I would say. Yeah. Hole 5, one of the notorious holes out here that can make or break a round. It's a par 5, 794 feet. There is a ditch you need to navigate that is a relief area this year. Second shot usually lands just short of where we just started to fly over, and then you can choose to go across the water. It's a pretty risky shot with the basket perched so close to the out of bounds, making the birdie incredibly challenging. We usually don't see very many. A lot of ladies choosing to go across kind of safely on the third just for the easy par. We do have the option of going all the way around the trees. For the MPO field, that flagpole we see is a mandatory for us. We are allowed to go around, but it makes the par pretty tricky. That final approach shot's no joke.
The wind was right to left, just screaming right here. We had a 2-card backup for most of the morning as well.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure when that started, but it was pretty early in the day, and it was probably largely due in part to waiting for people to throw over the water and having to rethrow a bunch of times. This is one of the 3 holes on the property that has the stroke and distance rules, where you basically just have to throw again.
Boy, backhand's so scary with that right to left.
Yeah, the out of bounds line is pulled way far off the water too. So even if you land close to the water, you're out of bounds. Love the forehand here.
Big advantage in this wind in particular. I'm only going to find that little ditch. She'll be able to take it, I think, right behind it, though. Hannah making sure to keep this really well safe. Likely she's just going all the way around. It's shorter than she would like to be, but again, being safe is key on this hole. Silva short of the ditch. Looks like she is going for the layup by the water to go across. Uh-oh. And that is out of bounds, but in a good spot to go across. It's going to be really difficult to save par. Pretty perfect shot from Missy, I'd say.
Anneli having to deal with the little ditch in the middle of the fairway, but she manages it well.
She's got a really smooth sidearm.
She sure does, and good distance on it. It's a big advantage out here. This course historically has catered a little bit to the lefty game, but they are definitely changing the design every year to get less and less friendly. Here's Hannah being brave, trying to go over on her third. Wow.
Give it to her.
Oh, man.
And being brave, but also your body just is like, don't throw it in the water, and you end up pulling it towards that right side.
Hannah going to have to take it back across on this side. Here's Missy going for it. She's at the very least cross. Oh, I thought she was good.
I think she did too. Uh-oh. Silva throwing 4 with that OB stroke.
This played as the most difficult hole of the day, and with the most number of OB strokes, 49 out of bounds strokes out of 55 competitors.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Silva keeping this well safe.
That is so safe.
So safe. Couldn't be safer.
Gonna make her approach shot maybe a little scary. Anneli opting for the backhand here. She pulls something overstable out and really rips over on it. At this moment, it's a tailwind for this shot.
Beautiful. Missy, throwing 6 now.
Where Missy's throwing to is slippery. I learned today after I almost fell into the water. But Missy manages it well.
Still, that's most likely a layup and a triple.
Here's Hannah from a similar spot, throwing 5. Oh, be good.
Come on, it looks good.
Yeah, okay.
I know that the whole time it's in the air, you're just like,
and
it feels like your heart stops.
It's right to left once you get down there too, so your disc just carries as it finishes. Oh, Silva,
what an animal.
What an animal.
That's awesome. I mean, it didn't go in, but the fact that she ran it that hard and it checked up is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's out of bounds inside the bullseye behind the basket. Missy just laying up. There were no birdies on hole 5 today. Only 38% of the field taking even a par. 36% of the field taking a bogey and 33% of the field taking a double bogey or worse. This is a hole that can play just insanely better in calm conditions. Once you add the wind, it becomes almost a little bit of a silly hole. One player got to circle 1 in regulation. Only 9 got to circle 2.
Checking in with Hanna Blumroos on the beach hole. Looks like she's currently 1 down on the round and the tournament. Swings this one nice and wide, gets the ground play. Parked.
And this hole's kind of like a breath of fresh air after hole 5. You go and stack up a bunch of strokes there and then maybe get a birdie here. Love the sand as well. It kind of helps your disc slow down. Here's Paige ahead on 8.
She threw the same shot yesterday. Big out and around hyzer. Definitely flirts with that last tree, but that's going to be a good shot. She'll be a little more pinched right than we typically see. Roller? Yeah. She went roller yesterday.
Yep. I think that's the play.
Gosh, I love this play from her. It's so cool.
She's got this thing dialed too. Landing the roller on that side hill is tough.
Yeah, she's happy with that one. This is an eagle look. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We've had to have seen eagles.
I feel like we've seen 1 or 2 in years prior.
Still incredibly rare and very well earned for Paige there.
Man, look at this round. Here's our new shorter tee pad in the B position. That basket is about 80 feet to the right. This one's so hard because you find yourself accidentally throwing too hard and going out of bounds deep. Paige doing a nice job managing the very narrow green.
Paige 7 down through the front 9. Incredible. That was such a big putt for that eagle too.
It's crazy she's 7 down through 9 while everyone else is just, if you look at the rest of the field, everyone's bogeying.
Yeah.
There's so many bogeys.
2 down is like the next best. That's crazy.
Hole 6, we just watched, who did we watch? Hanna take a birdie on the beach hole, the Florida hole, whatever you want to call it. Just throw something that finishes to the left at the very end. Not too early though, because you can see that water just before the sandy little beach where the basket is. If you do go out of bounds, there's a drop zone that's at about, I would say 40 feet.
Yeah.
Slightly downhill right towards the water. We have a right to left crosswind here, I believe, maybe slightly tail, but mostly right to left. Anneli taking a little bit off there and also catching some branches. She's going to come up short, but that was friendly. Oftentimes, if that happens, you find yourself in the water.
Silva, I like how she kind of ran up diagonal on the tee pad, really pushing that right side before swinging in. Great play.
Do we know what Silva's throwing? I'm curious if she went mid or fairway.
It looked like a fairway. Let's see.
Did look like a fairway.
Neutron aspect.
Here's Hanna taking a much higher route. Oh, with a nice little finish.
I like this hole because you very rarely play holes that have like, good ground play all the time. And these like tend to roll up so nice and friendly into this beach. It's even like if you relaxing somehow.
Even if you come in kind of hot, the sand is very forgiving.
Yeah. Chill. See?
Yep, just grabbing Missy's disc. Yeah, she does a little trick, ramps over the water.
She probably only made this work because she now lives in Florida and really understands how sand works now.
Yeah, she got a lot of practice popping airs at the beach. Anneli still able to run this. She gives it a super soft bid. Here's Silva, kind of on that down slope.
Great birdie. Moves back to 1 under.
A third of the field birdieing this hole and 40% of the field bogeying. Kind of playing like an island hole. Different kind of island, man. It is the beach. Missy bouncing back nicely. Yesterday, that hole was one of two that averaged under par. Today, it did not.
Ooh, Calvin, looking good today. Calvin Heimberg.
Excuse me, sorry. Hey, oh, sorry. Excuse me. Hello. Hey, thank you. A Nakwa. I'm looking for a Nakwa. Do you have one?
Hey, Germ, you can't cut in line.
My apologies. You may have noticed I just cut you in line. I'm just looking for a Nakwa.
A Nakwa? Here, use mine.
Got it. Thanks.
Hole 7, the bamboo hole. It's been famous for a long time because just look at this thing. Very scenic. Pretty difficult to get through though. It's 284 feet and you got to carry at least 250 of that to get to the pin. It's a fun one to attack. You occasionally see layups. I don't think we're going to see that from our lead card here. If you miss the triple mandatory, you can choose from one of two equally difficult drop zones. You don't see a whole lot of makes from those. They're pretty awkward. I would say most typical mistake or play is to kind of hit the bamboo wall on either side and just hope you bounce straight back.
This hole played tough today with a ripping tailwind. Definitely taking control of your disc and not letting it flip up the way that you would like and the way that you practiced.
We are right next to Tournament Central, so check out this gallery. Everybody watching. Hole 7's always a fun one to hang out and see what happens.
Here we got a DJ in the tent right behind us.
Oh, yeah.
Whole bunch of spectators on chairs.
The wind
Whoa, whoa,
really
whoa,
going
slow down.
nuts with
Ooh.
Missy's disc there.
Regular OB rules apply once you make it through the triple mando. She will be taking it from that out of bounds area. Love this.
Smooth.
Love it.
Whew. Love that Anneli throwing S-Line MD3.
I'm curious if this hole has changed at all over the years. I mean, it looks exactly the same, but I feel like even the drop zones, everything has been the same for like all 27 of its years.
I'd say that's a very probable stat.
Uh-huh.
Silva showing us her forehand roller. She's going to be just outside the circle. Here's Hanna doing one as well.
Perfect.
Oh, love that. Now sit. Nice. Silva looking to save par, just a few inches outside the circle.
Ooh, love the little stepper.
Oh, don't see the little stepper
We
from her very
don't.
often. It's cute, just a little teeny step.
Just got to get through the wind, you know?
Anneli with a nice straddle putt, taking her time and moving to 1 under par.
Here's Missy from out of bounds, still inside the circle. She found a nice calm moment in the wind, able to recover the par. There were only 11 birdies on hole 7 today. The wind making it play tough for getting through that triple mando. Nice recovery from Hanna Huynh.
Paige now 8 down through 10.
Wow. Here we are at hole 8. This is one of only 2 holes that average under par today. A really nice par 5 at under 700 feet. We watched Paige play it earlier with the eagle. Most players are going to go up the middle instead of taking that hyzer route. Their second shot is landing somewhere in this area. You're often left with a short little chip shot forehand or a backhand turning shot, whatever strikes your fancy. This green can be a little tricky because it's sloped and there's a couple of bushy trees on it that can make for some interesting putting situations. But this is one that you are hoping to at least walk away with a birdie on.
Ooh.
Oh,
Anneli probably looking to go down the middle with that turning shot. I can't tell. She could have been trying to go around on a hyzer, but it really looked like she tried to put turn on in that right out of her hand.
Silva with a nice shot up the middle. That's getting some really good distance.
Perfect. Hanna lining up the outside hyzer line. That should have enough power to get past that one tree. Oh yeah, that's great.
This hole played as the easiest hole of the day. It is one of the wider fairways we get to throw down. As long as you don't connect with a tree, usually you're feeling pretty good. The wind was largely protected from most of this fairway in green, which is nice. It's one of the few. Anneli recovering from that out-of-bounds stroke. She's going to pull out that impressive forehand and try to work around the corner.
This is one where you almost would prefer that it was true out of bounds and not hazard, though.
Yeah.
That's an awkward angle.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it is hazard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot too until she was doing it. Because the left side is out of bounds.
Yep. Missy going big here on her second shot.
So controlled.
Beautiful shot from Hanna using that fence backboard on the left side. Oh, don't even
need
have
it.
to, yeah.
Man, Silva's huge tee shot rewarding her with, I mean, she could get up there for an eagle look.
Love the standstill. And man,
Oh,
look at
wow.
this angle master.
So
Whoa.
good. Just that one tree in her way, but man, so well played.
Anneli gonna try to recover the par here, but this is a tough angle, especially with the downhill that she's forced to throw down. She's gonna be somewhere around the edge of circle 2, I believe.
Yeah, that's about as well done as she could have, I think, from that spot.
Mm-hmm. Missy working the forehand. Comes in just in the nick of time.
Hanna with, what, like 150 or less?
Oh my gosh, that was brutal. I loved the line.
Silva's eagle bid from maybe 50 feet or so. Just going to be a nice tap and birdie. You're happy with that?
Ooh, what? The wind is making me a liar. It's usually calm right here. Man, Hanna robbed of all opportunity for birdie.
Yeah, this protected green can really be so frustrating when you feel like you've played the hole well. Missy
No.
gets a mean little roll. She's going to be pinned up on this tree, having to go straddle. Definitely not comfortable with her left foot on that tree trunk.
And this is a brutal hole to bogey. Half the field birdie or better on this one.
Yeah, this is one of the few where even par doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
Gonna be, whoa, everyone tied at the top. Whoa, look at that. That's crazy.
Happened so fast.
Wrapping it up, hole 9. We've played here before, but not for a few years, so I'm going to call it a new hole. It's a par 3, 304 feet. You got to carry this OB that entire way, or at least 300 feet of it. The OB also comes up pretty quickly behind the basket, so as Madison said earlier, it can be pretty easy to overthrow. I don't think we'll see the layup play in this pin position. You saw that a little bit in the A pin position when it was farther to the left. If you land out of bounds, there's a drop zone to the right that's like 150 feet
to
away?
this one,
Maybe
it's a little
125?
closer. Yeah.
Oh my, that looked perfect.
And honestly, I really hate the rocks on the short side of the screen. I think it's just
Mean.
cruel because
mean.
the green is so short that you're asking people to throw a shot that's almost like not realistic. We saw Paige do it earlier, coming in with a little bit more of like a spiking angle or with like a little bit of a slower disc, but that's an advantage that Paige does have that a lot of the field doesn't, especially in the bizarre wind we had on this hole today. These players maybe are trying to do this layup
I think
play.
they are. I didn't really consider this long layup.
Dude, I ended up over there without trying today. I was trying to throw straight and the wind
Really?
just, it was insane. Every single shot was just riding straight to the right. The flag looked like it was left to right at some points, but then it also felt right to left. Although while you're standing on the tee pad, it was a tailwind. So this is one of the swirliest, craziest parts of the course when it comes to the wind, and also the smallest screen that we have to fly all day.
Missy gonna land safe on the other side and have a long look. Here's Silva from the drop zone. It is a little closer than I thought, 100 feet or so. It's tough for the other pin position, that drop zone.
Absolutely. And yeah, the layups, no way.
And Hannah has to rethrow from there. And that's such a brutal one because, I mean, she landed, 15 feet away? And it's going to cost her 2 strokes.
And inside the rocks. It's, that's that stroke and distance rules that keeps this from being a regular event. That's why it's called an X major or an XA tier when it comes to FPO, because of these stroke and distance rules that the PDGA does not necessarily agree with. Hate it.
Man, what a gallery for a Friday.
Oh, yeah. And with some like not so great weather.
3 feels pretty dang good on this one.
Heck yeah. This one averaged at half a stroke over par, playing it's the 5th most difficult hole of the day. There were 9 birdies. Shout out to Elizabete Pexena, Evelina Saarinen, and Taylor Chosek for parking this one.
Nice.
Cool.
Paige Pierce shredding 7 down through 11. Looks like Anna can send with the next best score at 4 down. You can see the conditions are quite tough. The OB is always tough. But we got a really tight race up at the top all the way through maybe the top 10 or so. Lots of golf left.
7 players under par.
Yeah.
And that just really speaks for the conditions. Last year, we were telling you that the winning score was 22 under par. And the top 10 were easily a couple or 3 under par at the end of 4 rounds. So definitely playing tough out here this year. I'm not sure what the forecast is for the rest of the year, but we're about to head into the hardest part of the course with these winds especially. So come hang out with us and watch the brutality of Winthrop Arena. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geeks.
Honk.
Honk.
Watch your body and I feel that sunshine.